Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Time Out with Henry today. So today I'm going to be doing more sports card talk, and today I'm going to talk about grading, how it works, what it is, and where you can send your cards to get graded. So let's go. So first up, I want to talk about what sports card grading is. So sports card grading is a place you can send your sports cards or Pokemon cards or whatever to a sports card company, and they will grade your cards. They will give it a scale or a grade out of 1 to 10, and whatever that is, that shows its value as a card. For example, if it's a 1, and then the card is worth way less than it would be as a 10, then it's perfect condition, card. Okay, so now let's talk more about the grading scale for cards. So as I said a little bit earlier, the grade scale is a place where they grade your card from a 1 to a 10, telling you how good your card is, how good condition it is. So for example, if the card is a 1, it has a big scratch down the middle, the corners are busted, it's all wrinkled, has a water spot, it's just terrible condition. A 10 is pretty much never been touched by human fingers. It's just perfect mint gem condition. When sending in your cards to get graded, you want to check these 4 things on your cards. First is the edges, second is the surfaces, third is the center, and fourth is the corners. When they inspect your card, they are going to look at how good its centering is from the top to the bottom, the left to the right, and the corners to the other corners. And in order for them to give it a 9.5 to 10, you're gonna have to have the centering be perfect. So you can buy centering tools. I'll put a link in the description for a centering tool, and it'll help your cards out a lot to see how good they are centered. Okay, so this is a good example of a not so good card. It's maybe a 2, maybe even a 1. It's pretty bad condition, but let's talk about corners. So the corner, as you can see here, is not shaped very well. This is a good condition of the corners. The corners are perfectly 90-degree angles, and on here the corner is busted. You can see white, and you don't want to see white inside the corner. And then you want also your card, you don't want the corners to be softened, sharpened, or even just a little mark can make it go off of the real market that it's supposed to be. Next is edges. So for edges, you want to keep the card exactly not this. This is the definition of less than 1, and grading companies don't do less than 1, but this is a terrible card. It's bent, it's got that terrible edge line right there, and it's not centered at all. But for edges, you want to keep your cards from getting damaged for grading, like this on the edge, and you want to keep the edges from getting dents, scratches, marks, or even just a little rough spot can make the card lose lots of value. Okay, so last is surfacing, and it is probably the most important. You want to keep your cards from getting a little scratch anywhere, and in order to do that, you have to keep your cards in a perfect little penny case, and then over top with a good case. So to keep this card in good condition and to keep its surfaces well, you've got to keep it from getting any scratches, marks, or bruises on it, and that'll easily make the card worth more and better looking. Also, these kind of cards are more delicate. Mostly Prisms and Pokemon cards are the most delicate cards. They do get marks easier down the middle and scratches, and here's a big scratch. So yeah, you want to keep them from getting scratches, and you can see them way easier in the light. So you can try to put a light over top of your cards, and you'll be able to see the scratches and lines better with a light. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the grading companies and the costs for getting your cards graded. Okay, so if you do watch Sports Card Investor, he has talked a little bit more about this, and I'm going to say it too. During the period of COVID-19 right now, the sports card has gone up very fast, and people have been bringing their grading cards in lots. So all of these companies are pretty much backed up right now, and a lot of these companies can't grade for the next couple of months. They will take your cards in, but you probably won't get them in for the next couple of months. So I suggest doing this after the COVID slowed down, and they will most likely bring up something that says, okay, we're clear to go, we're ready to get up and go. So I suggest not putting in your cards for grading yet. Okay, so there's 5 companies that do grading right now that I would suggest. Last night I checked at their prices and how I think they are, and I'm going to go over them in a second, but first I'm going to talk about how you can send your cards to them to get them graded. So what you do is you have to go to their website, the one that you would want to do most, and each one has different types, and mostly Beckett and PSA are the companies that people choose most, and those are the 2 companies that are backed up the most right now. So I would say just go to their websites, fill out the information. You can pay for it online, and then all you do is you send your cards and try to put them in cases. Send your cards away to where their main location is, and they'll send them back in a couple months, or once the COVID slows down, maybe a couple weeks, and you will have your graded cards. So the 5 companies are Beckett, GMA, HGA, PSA, and SGC that I would recommend. And I checked the pricings last night, and I'm going to give each one a 1 out of 5 star. And Beckett, I gave it a 2-star because of its pricing for its cards. It is about $125 per card, and that is mostly because of how popular they are right now and the overdose of cards. With so many people buying cards and just wanting to send them and being home so much. So there's a huge overdose of cards there, and that's why they're expensive right now. So I wouldn't recommend Beckett right now or yet, but they are $125 per card. Okay, next is GMA, and I give them a 4-star. Their pricing is good. You don't hear about GMA a lot, but 100 cards for pretty cheap. 100 cards for $12, and that is pretty good. There is a little bit of price differencing. You'll have to go to their website. It's just GMA.com, I think, and you can look at their pricing. They've got a couple different deals, but that is for 20 days back, and you have to sign out a form and other things like that. Okay, so next is HGA, and overall I thought they were actually pretty bad company. 25 per card, and I don't hear about HGA much. Their website looked pretty bad, run down kind of looking thing. $25 per card is expensive for a company that looks like that, and I haven't heard much about them, so I wouldn't recommend HGA. I gave them a 1-star, and yeah, I'd say not them yet, but you can for sure go check out all these websites. Okay, next is PSA. It is the most popular of them all, and right now they're $100 per card, and that is expensive. But if you've got a card that you really want graded and it's really worth it, I suggest sending it to PSA or Beckett. They both are very good companies, and I think they have little deals you can do. PSA is the team that is down right now due to the COVID and due to the overdose of cards. So I would also, wait for them for a little bit, but I would for sure look into PSA. Okay, so next is SGC, and SGC is a good company. I like them. I gave them a 4-star overall, and it was very nice. $30 per card. It's still a little bit expensive, but I really liked how it was built. I really liked how it explained more about grading in there and how they're gonna do it. So I liked how SGC did it. So I would suggest SGC, PSA, and Beckett. Those are my 3 tops. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the scale more, and I'm going to talk about if you go and buy some old graded cards and you're wondering what exactly is the grading. It may say 1, it may say mint 9 or whatever, and you don't know what that means, or you have them send them back to you and you're wondering what they mean. Well, I'll explain to you right now what they look like and what they will give you. Okay, so if you get back a PR1 on your graded card, your card probably looks pretty bad like this. And PR1 means that it is in bad or poor condition and that it is not going to be worth much. And as you can see, it's got these terrible scratches on it. This card is not centered at all, and it's got like watermarks, and it's just a overall terrible looking card. A big scratch down the middle. Like I already said, the edging is off a lot and the corners could be rounded. So that is what you would look for in a PR1. Okay, so for PR2, you're gonna get this and it'll say good to most likely. It just means the card is in good condition. There is little marks on it, bent up corners, maybe a couple scratches on it, and not in the perfect condition, but it is still a good card. Okay, so next is VG3, and I would say this card's about a VG3. It has little scratches on the corners there. It's got a couple scratches on the front, and this card it's not super good, but VG3 means it's in very good condition, and they are easy on cards when they say very good. This card isn't in the best condition, but that is a VG3. Okay, so this card would be given a VGEX4. Very good, excellent is what it's for, and you can see there's little bent up corners, and it's getting better, but it's still not perfect. There is no scratches on the front, and it's good, but it's not good enough to be great. Okay, so next is EX5, and it means excellent, and this card is in excellent condition. There is little bits on the edges, and it is a little bit off-centered, but other than that, this card is a perfect, good-looking EX5. Okay, so this card is an NM7, and it's a near mint card, and there is little scratch, and other than that is it. This card is pretty well good. Just a couple little things. So this card is about a 7. Okay, so this card would be graded as an NMMT8, and it's called a near mint, and this card is good. There is no broken corners. The edges are fine. There's no scratches, and it looks pretty well perfect, but there might be one tiny little scratch to make it go down lots more. Okay, so now I get into 9, and 9 is it means mint, and it'll say mint 9, and this is what I would give a 9. There is not any marks on it, and it is in between 9.5 and 9, and it may have the tiniest little print mark on it or something to give it off a little. Here's another one that is like that. It may have a tiny little bent off front, but other than that, it's pretty good. Same as this one, just pretty much brand new condition, and never been really out of the box. So this is about a 9. Okay, so last and the best, I guess I would say, is Gem MT, which means Gem Mint. And this card is a Gem Mint. It is absolutely perfect. I can see myself in this card. There is not a single scratch on it. It is mint condition, and that is pretty much the definition of a Gem Mint 10. It's never been touched, so this card is perfect. Okay, so hopefully I've taught you a little bit more about grading today and about how you can do it and how it works and everything like that. And I haven't gotten any of my cards graded yet because of the COVID-19 situation. But if you go check out Sports Card Investor, I'll have them in the link too, and I'll have a couple of things you can buy for your cards so you can get ready for grading in the link below. Make sure to go check out Sports Card Investor's channel, and you can see lots of different things about grading and about him. So thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good day. Bye.